Hi everybody, how you guys doing? How you guys doing? Are you guys okay? Um, this is one of those days that you you just are not happy. Okay, you're not happy with some things that you see happening around your country of origin, Nigeria. I mean, there's lots of things that are not happening right, but particularly you see something just happens and it just triggers certain thing within you. Yemi, how are you doing? Today I want to focus and speak to genuine people amongst us, people who regard themselves as freedom fighters, people who regard themselves as activists, people who stand for justice and equity. There are very few, they are not plenty. Those who are on the other side are usually more. But even God himself doesn't work with a mammoth number. He works with a few people who are dedicated and who are committed. And so a lot of you must have woken up to the news today, or just saw it's been making rounds. It will be more online. By tomorrow it will be all over the place. But right now, it's making the headlines that a court upheld the suspension of Omoyele Sowore as chairman of the African Action Congress. Well, it's just a laughable matter. This is for me a distraction. It's a distraction from the things that are going on in the country right now. We're in a situation in the country where there's an imminent threat from Fulani headsmen, and that is what we are dealing with. We're dealing with a lot of leaders who are misbehaving, a lot of socially religious leaders, and even those in our parliament that are really misbehaving. Those are the issues that we're dealing with. And then we come up with this issue right now where some people have gone to court. That was before. Some people went to court to ask that Omoyele Sowore should stop carrying on as the chairman of the African Action Congress. This was challenged in court, and as you would expect from the almost non-existent judicial system, or the highly biased and highly influenced judicial system in Nigeria, as is expected, they gave a judgment today where the court was saying that they upheld the suspension by the NEC, which is the National Executive Committee of African Action Congress, that they upheld the decision that they took to suspend Omoyele Sowore. This whole thing, what is painful to me about it? What is painful to me about it is that you have some elements in the African Action Congress who are out to steal the party. That's just what I'll say. They're out to steal the party. And in order to do this, is not the first time. If you go and study so many other political parties that were formed in Nigeria, you will see that at one time or the other, people have had to steal the party. That's all I can say, from the original founders of that party. So it is nothing new. And I can assure you that those of us who are members of the African Action Congress, those of us who got into this struggle, those of us who got into this fight to try to install the rule of law in Nigeria, we never thought that it was going to be a bed of roses. We never thought that it was going to be an easy task. Okay, but we went into it because we felt there was a need to do this. We felt that someone had to, step up and challenge the status quo. And that's why we did it. And we knew that people were going to fight back. And that is what is happening right now. So I'm doing this video to help some of us who are confused, some of us who are wondering what is happening, some of us who are thinking, what is the future? It is what it is. What the court has just said is that, okay, the process that the guys within AAC took to try to suspend Omoyele Sowore, that he didn't find anything wrong with it. Of course, there are undertones to this thing. We know the background story. We know the people who are sponsoring this. They've come out with money that they obviously stole. These are the same people that we are fighting against. So my sadness is that the same people that we are fighting against, the same people that we came to try to correct what they're doing, are the same people that some of our people have gone to align themselves with. So we all started with the Take It Back movement. We all took it to another level where we tried to be part of the politics of Nigeria. We tried to participate in the elections. And so in order to do that, when we tried to front Omoyele Sowore as our presidential candidate through another party, and we saw that it was difficult for him to contest an election under any of the existing parties because our ideologies did not synchronize. And so we went ahead and registered the African Action Congress. I need you to see that this whole thing was not about just getting up and contesting for presidency. It is because the movement had to participate in taking back our country from those people who were not ruling our country rightly. That's how we got into politics. So we are not really politicians. We are freedom fighters. We are activists. It is the Take It Back movement that is the core of all of these things that you see happening. The African Action Congress is a party platform upon which we tried to make our voices heard. So after doing all of these things, some people within our party, the African Action Congress, will now go outside our party and go and be taking money from the same people who we are fighting against. Will go and employ the same tactics which the oppressors, which the people who have messed up our country are using. You go and employ that same tactics against us. So what you're doing is like you are shooting yourself in the foot. It doesn't make sense. And the news I have for them is that over the years, we have watched these people and the way they operate. And we have concluded that what they do normally ends up against them. We concluded that what they do will destroy them, is self-destruct, That is exactly what is going to happen to those of you. Those of you who have chosen the path that we knew through the years that this is the path that has messed up our country. You went back to your vomit. You took money that was stolen from people just because you wanted to steal an effort that took lots of people, time, money, energy, years of sacrifice. The other day, we were, there was a lecture to remember one of Omoyele Sowore's comrades who was killed when they were in the university. When Omoyele Sowore was fighting the powers that be then, as the president of the Students' Union of University of Lagos, Nigeria, this guy was in the fight with him, and they sent cult members, you know, the school cults. They sent cult members and they killed this guy. Why was he killed? He was killed because he was standing against the powers that be, fighting for students. There are so many people like this. People who have given everything that they have for this struggle. And you think that after they have done all of these things, after we have paid with our blood, with our lives, with our resources, that you can just concoct some allegations, you can just manipulate yourself, do a kangaroo meeting, and then get judgment. Well, you know what it is? It's nothing strange. Look at all the people who have fought for justice, for equity. They go through all of these things. Look at, if you consider, recently Omoyele Sowore met with Nnamdi Kanu, and the interview that I held with them and my close encounter with him will show you that he suffered so much. He suffered so much about what he believed in. Right now, I've just been told that Omoyele Sowore is also having a live, doing live right now to address this issue. And that's just to let you guys know that he hasn't been talking before because he wanted the court. He wanted the case to run its course. So he wanted the court to do whatever it had to do. But it doesn't mean that he's weak. It doesn't mean that he has given up. This is just a first ruling. They will go to court again. There will be an appeal. So we're going to appeal whatever decision the judge that has been manipulated and bought over gave. For information, this judge is claiming that Omoyele Sowore did not try to contest the first ruling of the court when they suspended him. But if you look at the whole setup, the way they planned it, you know that these guys are dubious. These guys are just thieves trying to steal. Just wake up and just steal the party and just become the owners of the party. Is that how things work? Omoyele Sowore was in Nigeria. You did not do any meeting. You waited. You're cowards. You waited until he flew. When he flew out of the country, I think he flew on the 12th. You had the meeting on the 14th. And then when he flew out of Nigeria to New York, that's when you held your meeting. Omoyele Sowore even sent his passport to the judge to show the judge when he left the country. And of course, because it was already compromised, he still went ahead to give his judgment. But the good thing about it is that we there now, we're going to watch, we're going to see. I think this is a fight that we thought was going to take a day or two. No. We're in for the long run. No matter how much it takes, no matter what it takes, we will fight this fight to the end. We're talking about revolution now. We're talking about the souls of Nigerians who are being killed every day, and your only interest is in stealing the party. You think we are here to play politics? We're not here to play politics. We're not joking. We're talking about the revolution. We are the Take It Back movement. The African Action Congress is just a party. Right now, they finished the election. The election is over. So it's not about the party that we are concerned. We will be in court. We will keep on going to court to challenge you people because we believe in the rule of law. And judgment delayed is judgment denied. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter how long you hold down the truth. It must still come to the surface. I have seen in this short time I've been in this life, I've seen people who are backstabbers. I've seen people who are double crossers. I've seen people who are criminally minded. I've seen people who come to steal from you. I've seen people who have stolen, who have pushed drugs, who have been involved in everything that is bad. Initially, they profit from it. People clap for them. They seem to be doing well. But one thing I can promise you, like I know that my name is Chidi, is that the end is usually not good for these people. Never. People have called me a Jew man when they were going to different businesses that gave them lots of money. But because I knew it was not right, I didn't go. Right from my days in school, those days when drug pushing started, I know people, students then that pushed drugs and they bought flashy cars in school. They went the wrong way. I know then 419 came. I know people who wrote letters. They were always, hanging out at business centers. And they hid lots of money. And they bought cars. And we were the Jew men. Girls followed them. They lived in hotels. We were not the sharp people. Then I've seen people who have watched somebody come up with an invention, start a company, and they waited and they just went and stole that company from the person. Or they went and rebranded a product and they made huge money out of it. I've seen lots of people like this. But I've watched them grow, get to the height of their seeming success. And I've seen, they grow like this. Or they grow and they hit the top and they stay there for a little while. But then they drop the same way they came up. So for all of those of you who think that the wisest thing for you to do is to watch Omoyele Sowore convene the Take It Back movement, go all around the world to try to organize people, galvanize people. For all of you who saw him do this, who saw him leave his family and his business, come down to Nigeria, campaign everywhere, for all of you that saw all of this happen, for all of you that saw him bring people from all walks of life, from all tribes, from all cultures, from all religious beliefs, for all of you that saw him bring all of us together to be part of the Take It Back movement and eventually the African Action Congress, and you think that the best thing you can do is to steal this party from all of us, and now begin to use it as a money-making machine. Begin to use it to do what the old politicians do. For all of you that think that this is the smartest idea that you have come up with, can I promise you something? You have a very big fight ahead of you. Honestly, you touch one of us, you touch all of us. And we will fight you to a halt. you will look back and you ask yourself, why did I go into this? Why did I engage in this? I can promise you that you will not succeed. As long, if you like, go and write these dates. As long as there is a God that I serve, he will not sit back and see people who have evil intentions succeed. Never. He will not sit back and see you guys succeed. I'm being very, very simplistic about it. I don't want to be complicated. I want to be very, very simplistic. Go and mark my word. You will not succeed. Today I'm saying it. The God that I serve, the God that I know that is a God of justice, will not let you succeed. He's going to give you an opportunity to fully express what you have in mind. Because when you came as sheep. Wolf in sheep clothing. You came making us believe that you meant well, but you did not mean well. That's what we have seen now. You did not mean well. So all of your antics, all of your tactics, like the people you have gone to get money from, the people that you have allied yourself with to sponsor what you're doing, if all this did not happen, we wouldn't know that you have all these people backing you. But it is good that it's happened. So we will continue. God will continue to make you reveal all your evil intention. We will continue to make you, backstab and double cross the party, backstab and double cross the movement as much as possible, so that when finally he has exposed you fully, then he will reveal what your evil intentions are, and he will cut it. He will just nip it in the bud. Like, everything will come to a halt, and you'll be filled with shame, and we will sit back and we will tell you the full meaning of what you are doing right now. Because what you're doing right now is trying to be a clog in the wheel of progress. What you're doing right now is trying to distract those of us who are focused on keeping this pressure on the powers that be, so that they'll begin to lead the people with justice, with fairness. But you're bringing all these kind of things as a distraction. It's not even making you think again. Right now you have compromised. You have compromised so terribly. And for those of us who have continued in the struggle, for those of us who believe in this struggle, I want to tell you, do not be moved, do not be shaken. If you're moved, if you're shaken, then you're not ready for where we're going. If you think that what is happening right now is, oh my God, it's so big, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to say, then you're not ready. If you know you're a freedom fighter, if you know that you are ready for where we're going, then you cannot be moved by things like this. Of course, people are going to attack you, people are going to criticize you, people are going to file lawsuits against you. So it is welcome. This is what you see in the territory of activists. When you are an activist, when you are a freedom fighter, you fight on all fronts. It's not just going out there carrying placards to demonstrate. That's just part of what we do. We keep talking like I'm talking right now. We keep picking on issues that is detrimental to the society, and we keep highlighting it, and we keep talking and sharing these things. It gets us into trouble because people don't like it when you talk like this. So people come after us in different ways. They go and they look for something to try to discredit you. They look for something to try to make you look like you are fake. They try to make it look like what you're saying is not real. But we continue pressing. We continue pressing. We continue standing on the truth. It's just a matter of time, honestly. It's just a matter of time. The truth always prevails over falsehood. And so people who are genuine, look at Mandela, look at everybody, look at Martin Luther King, look at everybody who has been a freedom fighter. Some of them don't even survive. Look at Nnamdi Kanu. Look at so many of them. Some of them go through worse things that we're seeing right now. What is court case? Court case is just small now. So I don't want today to be a day of sadness for you. You know, they only come after people who are a pain for them. If you're not doing anything to destabilize the equilibrium, then you will not be a problem to them. Nobody will bother you, nobody will attack you, nobody will do anything to you. But it is when you are a problem to them, that is when they come after you. That's why they are coming after Omoyele Sowore through people who are within the party. We know where all this is coming from. We're not surprised that whenever it happens, you see the news agency of Nigeria and the same people that refuse Sowore to participate in the debate when it happened. Are you surprised that when something like this happens, they just go ahead and they spread the news? When Sowore met with Nnamdi Kanu, none of them reported it. Such a very important meeting, none of them reported it. But if you hear anything against Sowore, all of them will report it. So let them go ahead and do it. When this revolution comes, these are some of the people that it will sweep off their feet. These are some of the people that will be swept into the gutter. So that's why I had to do this broadcast. I want you guys to know that everything is still under control. The judge gave his judgment, but I need you to clearly understand what the judgment was all about. He was saying that Sowore did not defend the case against him, which is a total lie. Okay, so but we're going to appeal. Sowore is going to appeal it. The African Action Congress is going to appeal it against these guys who are causing all these nonsensical problems. We'll appeal it, and even after appeal, I want you to know that there's also the Supreme Court. So cases continue on and on. So this is not the last you're going to hear about this. So go about your business as the freedom fighter that you are, as the activist that you are, as a take it backer that you are, as the revolution now activist that we all are. Don't forget that orange is the color for me. For some people out there, we're using the color of orange for passive resistance. We're using the color of orange to say no to everything that is not working fine in Nigeria. And from those of us here in Worship Media, Toronto, Canada, we want you guys to know that we are faithful to this revolution. We are faithful to this movement. We are faithful to staying on the side of the oppressed in our country and wherever the world that we see them. And we'll continue to do our part. My name is Dr. Chidi, and with Erica and all of us in Worship Media, I want to say thank you for coming on, and God bless. Bye-bye.